I fear they will stop the airport. All we foreign aid will cut short. Starting over, it will take time. Time to wait and not to climb. In these tough economic times, we have no oil, copper, or gold mine. We need a leader to go out and hunt. Beg, besiege, if possible, scrum. Keep the fire burning. Keep the fire burning. Burn with your vote on election day. And when you vote for your party, never you vote to help it. Burn them with the fire all the way. Keep the fire burning. Burning. Keep the fire burning. Burn with your vote on election day. And when you vote for your party, never you vote to help it. Burn them with the fire all the way. The education revolution is doing well for our nation. The past wasn't so pleasant, but I'm impressed with the present. And if we continue how we going, our student loan money keep flowing. We'll be extra proud to be Vincentians. To be enough before you leave. We'll not come back. Too far to turn back now. Too far to turn back now. We marching you and me on to victory. Too far to turn back now. Oh, yes, we're too far to turn back now. Yes, we're too far to turn back now. Oh, yes, we're standing firm for another term. Too far to turn back now. 2001, when the journey began, we knew the road ahead would not be easy, but we prevailed and held the wheel, building an SPG for everything. See, look at progress for all to see. Yes, we're working very hard to build this country. Too far to turn back now. Too far to turn back now. We marching you and me on to victory. Too far to turn back now. Oh, yes, we're too far to turn back now. Yes, we're too far to turn back now. Oh, yes, we're standing firm for another term. Too far to turn back now. This country means too much to me. So we never turn the country back over to LDP. Tell them I say that will never be. They will never stop the progress of the wealthy. When times are up, we will never give up. Now the country moving on, never returning back. I say the whole of Labour voting. Yes, we voting. Yes, we voting. I say the whole of Labour voting. We voting this time. And it's the UFP we voting. Yes, we voting. Yes, we voting. I say the UFP we voting. ULP all the time. Too far to turn back now.
Too far to turn back now.
We marching you and me on to victory. Too far to turn back now.
Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Top of the morning to you, Saville Murray down there up there in Fitzhugh, but I didn't see you yesterday. What's going on? I was looking for you in Tromoka, but I didn't see you. Jim Providence and Giselle Providence, good morning. Thank you very much for the medication that you gave me yesterday evening to get rid of this yes that I have here. Good day to you. It was so good to see a lot of them folk yesterday up in Tromoka where there was a consultation. And let me get the right name, Morning Narissa, morning Tika, morning peoples. All right, come in. Let me select them people. Join the live. We're live on YouTube and I'm getting good feedback. I'm getting really good feedback on the YouTube. Let me give you the full name of the whole thing, man. Wait, no man, again. So wait, I'm coming. So yesterday there was a consultation as part of the National Volcano Relief Labor Assistance Program, and this was for the farmers. All right. So lots of farmers came out last evening to take part. Well, first of all, to be part of this consultation, you had the Minister of Agriculture was there, and other officials from the Ministry of Agriculture. You had the MP for the area, Carlos James, there, and of course, Dr. Gonzalez, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and Grenadines, was also there, and it was a massive turnout. Farmers really came out to be part of this, and you had fertilizer being distributed, and also some water tanks. And you know, I was talking to a good sister of mine from Chateaubriand, and she was saying, in everything, we never get nothing. You know, farmer things share, we never get nothing. You know, they were doing assistance with roofs. They came and assessed my house. They ain't come back and so forth. And we're talking, somebody I know from my childhood. And then, excuse me, I'm there, and the names have been called to collect stuff and so on. Her name called, I'm like, thank God. God is good. God is good. So she was just saying to me that throughout all of the distribution of different things and assistance given, she was not fortunate enough to get anything. And she even joked to me and said, I voted against them. Now we say, listen to me, stop talking this. You know, and as she said that, and I'm going to mention that, even as she said that, I thought to myself, and these people just say, oh, Labour Party get, and he had a good comrade, a strong comrade, and she said she never got any money or anything like that. But her name was on the list yesterday, and she benefited from this program, and many farmers. There were so many individuals there, and fertilizers were being distributed, and there was enough fertilizer for everyone there. And I saw farmers taking up the fertilizer, a sack of fertilizer, and throwing it in the vehicle and so forth, because some of them came with vehicles. That is the other thing too. I did North Leeward. If you see vehicle in North Leeward, I was in North Leeward, and if you see vehicles in North Leeward, no, vehicles alone do not mean the absence of poverty or the complete eradication of poverty, but it does mean that people's living standards have improved. Just like the conversation I had with our good friend on a few days ago, when we agreed, latrine pit don't necessarily mean poverty. Necessarily, you have to look at the context of the times. But the absence of latrine pits and the use of proper toilet facilities, both they do indicate that people's living standards are improving, because to accommodate toilets, first of all, you must have a particular quality house, and it costs money to build a septic tank and all those type of things, putting the plumbing and by the toilets, and these toilets aren't cheap. So it does indicate that individuals' living standards are improving. So I did Chateaubriand, and if you see vehicles park up there, I'm talking about residents of North Leeward. Sorry, I was in Chumaka, I was in Chateaubriand. Residents of North Leeward, their own vehicles, owning vehicles, wasn't something that was a situation when I was growing up. It wasn't the case at all. So like Dr. Gonzalez said yesterday when he was addressing the crowd, they were talking about the golden age, the green gold of banana. But if you look, for example, comparatively, and these are some of the comparisons that people should be making if they want to be honest, but instead they make some kind of short-sighted, ridiculous comparisons. If the banana period was green gold, and the Windward Islands, Grenada to a least extent, but the Windward Islands all had an economy driven by banana, the green gold. How is it that in the green gold era, everybody else was ahead of we? How is it that by the end of the green gold era, we didn't have an international airport, but Grenada had one and St. Lucia had one. How is it? How is it in the green gold era and after the end, towards the end of the green gold era, when you look at the type of vehicle stocks in Grenada and in St. Lucia, there was far superior to ours. How is it? If anything, we should at least be on par. If anything, when when the UL became into office, we should have met a country and economy on par with Grenada, with St. Lucia, with Dominica, because all of us were in the green gold era. So how come we want on par? How come we were lagging behind? You don't want to, you know something? Let me tell you what it's telling. Tell you what it's telling. Excuse me. If you look at the regional organizations, CARICOM, OECS, and different agencies, CDIMA, this, that, and so on. At the turn of the century, you could hardly find Vincentians in those organizations. Some may say, well, maybe it's because of small island politics, and you may well be right. That may be an element of it. But it also had to do with the capacity of our professionals here and their ability to break through and get into those organizations, because the education system and the training and capacity of the professionals in other countries were far superior to ours. It took the education revolution to educate Vincentians. So now you can go and find Vincentians, qualified Vincentians in these organizations. It is still disproportionate. We'd love to see more Vincentians in the OECS Secretariat and at the CARICOM Secretariat and various agencies. We'd love to see that. Even as you go to the international organizations, you go to the OAS, you go to the Commonwealth, you go to the UN. There's still, I mean, you go almost anywhere at any UN agency, you go find a Jamaican, you go find a Trini, you go find a Lucian. What to Vinci's? But now we're breaking through. First of all, our professionals are making a name for themselves across the globe. When they go and they work at our missions and so forth and they present, wow, Vinci, I never heard of Vinci. And so now, because of that improved reputation globally, and the recognition that our professionals or diplomats or representatives are bringing it to bringing their A game when they go, you have no more individuals from St. Vincent and Grenadines in these organizations. And that's because of the education revolution, you know. They ain't go on to admit it. They ain't go on to admit it. Talking to a relative of mine, Gilbert Porter, the other day, and I had two children. One day Harvard, and the other one day, is Richie the boy? The Sunday Harvard, or is it MIT? And I mean, big name universities, like American Ivy League universities. I remember one of our preteens here on Star, Kayla Barrett. Well, I mean, Kayla Barrett, she's soaring, so she ain't touched on St. Vincent. From the time the young lady take off, it's just bright and brilliant and gone. And it's the education revolution. You think if this government here, this progressive ULP government here, was still offering 2 and 3 national scholarships a year, we would have what we have it now? Think about it. Imagine at the end of the examination cycle, and the results come out. With all these students getting 80% and that kind of thing, the government only getting 2 scholarships or 3. Not the 73 that we got last year now. Now, these are just national awards. You score a certain grade, you entitled to a national award. That's yours. Under the golden age, the golden years, the golden days. It's really golden years in truth, Monique. You know, golden years be old people. There's what comes about the golden years of St. Vincent and Grenadines. You have to tell me between 81 and 2001, when St. Vincent and Grenadines was barely 5 years old as an independent country, we done start to reach the golden years already. As God? During that period, when he had surplus to scholarship, imagine where we would have been if 22 years of the ULP, we've been given 2 scholarship, or 3, or even 5. Where I will reach, we would have still be stuck at the bottom. Stuck at the bottom. Well, I will tell you this. When we came in 2001, the truth is, like the song go, we started at the bottom, but now we're here because we're climbing steady. It is because of the constant increase in awards to our brilliant children that we can brag now. Listen, think about it. That's in 17 years of the NDP. They gave, on average, 3 scholarships per year, national scholarships. 17 years. 17 by 3 is what, 51? Tell me how they. Yeah, my math's good. I could reckon 51. In 17 years, it meant that they would have given 51 national scholarships. Last year alone, we gave 73. In 1 year of the ULP, we surpassed the entire number of national scholarships given by the NDP in 17 years. Think about that. And there is what I come talk about. Education revolution is failure. Last year we gave 67. The year before that we gave 63. The year before that, in 1 year, 2022, the ULP administration gave out more scholarships, national scholarships, than the NDP gave out in 17 years. Think about that. I know, you know. I know. And I'm giving them the average. I'm giving them an average. Listeners and watchers, viewers, I'm giving them an average of 3 per year. I guess sometimes they would give 2. Sometimes they would give 4, depending on whose minister daughter or big friend they were sending. I'm talking about national scholarships there. So I'm giving them an average of 3 per year. Over 17 years, there's only 51. 51. 17 years. Inclusive of the golden years era. The days of the green gold. Whole period, 51. National scholarships. Last year alone, the government gave 73. This ULP government. In 1 year, we surpassed the total amount of scholarships in 17 years. Think about that and come talk to me about education and failure. Listen, you see me? I am ready to take on any of them, all of them, anytime, any place, any day. Me ain't about talking points. Well, Ivona Bradley and Max and Litton might say, bring the stats today now. The stats today. You go ignore these stats and you go talk about stats because it do support your bias. But Max, no, because you go primary school here. And Max, no difficult it was to get education in St. Vincent and Grenadines when he was in school. Max, no. My partner Max. So in Petersville, when I was teaching there, well, first of all, I used to come St. Martin's because a good friend of mine and buddy from Leyu, MacArthur Young, used to come with MacArthur. So he'd be in St. Martin's with MacArthur until he go up to, playing wrong now, until he go up to Petersville. And then I started teaching Petersville when he was there. He know how difficult it was. The same MacArthur, he brethren, what a dunce man. Went to Teachers College and so on here, but had to leave St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And MacArthur Young opportunity for university came in the US when he was almost legally blind, and he made headlines as someone who graduated just a few years ago with a bachelor's, almost legally blind. But he was bright. He was my classmate. Bright boy from Leyu. I'm glad with what he's done. I'm proud of what he's done. He has excelled, even as he's differently abled. I think he was now pursuing masters. Is the opportunities we're talking about? Is the opportunities we're talking about? Now, I know this morning is a short morning, so you are getting a call, you could get a call quickly because you know this morning, just now, we're going to link up with NBC Radio because PM will be on. So you're monitoring NBC Radio. As soon as PM jump on NBC, we switch over and so forth. So this morning is a short morning. And you hear our song? Because all right, Jim nice me up yesterday with some medication. I was sipping medication last night and so on. So maybe that help. No. You know, back in the day, a man get a diploma or a first degree in a rural community, and he's king. Or a female is queen. Because they go study. They go study. Today, boss, ma'am, your degree, a number of people in the community have it, and others. So you're not an outlier anymore. You're not the exception anymore. You go to a school and you have a bunch of. I left teaching 2002. I taught at different primary schools. I taught at Chateaubriand Methodist. I taught at Westwood Primary. I taught at Anglican, Kingstown Anglican. I taught at St. Mary's Roman Catholic. And I spent a year in Mustique. And at none of the primary schools I taught, up until 2002, did we have a graduate teacher. None. And you know to talk about two-tongue school, right? Nobody was graduate. Nobody. I challenge you today to go to any primary school. Any. Pick a primary school. I am picking it for you. You pick a primary school. It don't have to be tongue. It could be rural. It could be Grenadines. Pick a primary school. And I can guarantee you that we have graduate teachers on staff. Just pick anyone. When I left the system in 2001, the categories of teachers at primary schools, let me tell you now. They were just starting to introduce the whole issue of senior teacher. But you had the head teacher, you had QAT, which was qualified assistant teacher, that people go college. You had PAT, probationary assistant teachers, which is people who leave school and come in and start to teach. And you had ST, student teachers. These were teachers who came through the grades and so forth. A number of them left with school leavings and were picking up subjects 1. They didn't have the requirements necessary to be probationary assistant teachers. A bunch of them didn't have English. You needed 4 subjects at the time. 4 to get into teaching service. As a student teacher, you didn't have the requirement of 4 subjects. Many of them, through hard work and dedication, they come to the grades, they had a school even, they were teaching, they were going to centers and so on, and then they write the classes. They get a 1 subject, the 2 subject, the 3 subject. From the time they get the 4 or 5 subjects, they go to teachers college, they became qualified teachers. And a number of them have even gone on further to be graduate teachers. But the opportunity to go to reach graduate, the opportunity to reach graduate teacher is a new opportunity. The opportunity that teachers have who came through the grades, especially, I'm talking specifically those who came through the grades, to reach the graduate is a new opportunity. Because there are teachers in this system, well, in this system now, there are teachers who retired as student teachers. Can you imagine that? There are teachers who retired as student teachers. There are teachers who retired as probationary assistant teachers. Now, after reclassification, you have teacher 1, teacher 2, teacher 3, and so forth. I think teacher 1 is them will just go in like that. Teacher 2 is probably I really don't know the classification. Let me not say it. When you look at the overall restructuring of education and the education system in this country under this government, is remarkable, you know. But many either don't know how to take it for granted. I even talking salaries or not yet. I just talking the restructuring. The teaching profession, we are called coming in, lady. So if you see if that come up this one. I see the blue light flashing, so that's why I think, but like it stop flash. Yeah, flashing again. You see it, Taylor's. We're waiting for Carly. And of course, we are standing by to join NBC Radio. Yeah, still flashing. Can you see it? Wow. Okay, so we're waiting on the call to patching caller who's calling. I see the blue light flashing, but the phone itself ain't blinking, so we can't accept nothing. But as soon as that happens, lady, I'm going to take the call. The way we've transformed the education system at all levels, from the teachers and the students, the way we've restructured it is remarkable. It ain't perfect. And it would still have its challenges. But you don't dare refer to my education revolution as a failure. I taking ownership of it. I'm proud of it. It's my education revolution. It's my housing revolution. It's my airport. It's my poverty reduction. We gotta own this thing. And so whenever you hear people attacking it, take it personal. Take it personal. Let me take the call. Carla, good morning.
Hey, Ian.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Maxine.
Hi, Maxine. How are you?
I'm good. I don't know if you could give me a call. Hopefully, it's come off here. But it's very, very good.
Take down the number again, please, Monique. And then me give Maxine a call. All right, no problem. Just take down the number. Yeah. So I got to take the number. And I get it short, no problem. Yeah. So that is where we are. You have to take it personal. When they attack our policies, you got to take ownership of the policies, you know, because it will benefit we. So when they attack my education revolution, and my housing revolution, and my revolution in healthcare, My poverty reduction. I got to take it personal. Whole week this week, that's what I'm dealing with. Whole week this week, that's what I'm dealing with. Because nobody ain't going to get away with trying to hoodwink anybody and tell them, oh, they were golden years, and airport is failure, and education is failure, and housing is failure. Nobody ain't getting away with that nonsense with me. No, I taking it personal. All right, we're about to switch now to NBC Radio as Prime Minister Gonzalez is currently on air. So this is where we hand over, continue listening. This is Star Radio 98.3 and 104.7 FM stereo.
To get that sorted out today.
That you having your love boogie.
Yes, Prime
That's
Minister.
on the 29th.
20, yes, you are well informed.
29th of
April.
April.
Yes, please.
And the tickets go on sale shortly.
Yes, please.
Well,
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. All right. Well, I'm hoping that everything goes well with you.
Yes, please, and thanks.
And